playthrough. Woo!
Yay! Hey, hey, hey.
Hello. Alright, Cole, try your thing. So
I'm gonna wait for the thing. Hang on, I'm gonna wait. Okay, I know what's up, so before anyone actually joins us, let's see if it works. Alright, hang on.
We're doing a little experiment, people, so bear with
we're
us.
just seeing if this, we'll see if this works. Just give us a minute. I don't think this will work, but I'm just seeing if it does.
Hello, Aquanort, our newest person.
Oh, hello, Aquanaut. I can't see you, but Joel apparently can. Also, cool name, by the way.
Are you Broken Channel? Hello.
So, Broken Channel. Oh, Broken Channel's here. Hang on, people. We're starting a little experiment. By the way, I sent you the invite, by the way, Joel.
Okay.
I sent the request, so you're probably not talking in your room.
Just a second, people. Hasn't sent it to me yet.
You're gonna have to get out. You probably have to go out of your broadcast settings real quick.
Hang on. Sorry, people. I don't think it works with me on your broadcast, Cole.
Did you try? Did you see it?
No, it didn't send to me.
Hang on, let me try one more thing. See if I can. Hang on, let me try.
Hey, Cole, you're on the chat too. Oh wait, that's you. How is everyone doing? Aquador asks. We're good.
Well, you're doing quite well. Quite well. Yeah, whatever. I'll just do it like this for now.
We'll try later.
So just go ahead, Joel. Yeah,
Back to Hollow Bastion.
Yep. So welcome, Aquanort. Glad to have new people around. That's always a good sight.
Alright. We're back to where we left off. The Battle of 1,000 Heartless hasn't happened yet, but it's starting to.
Yes, Joel still has to fight Denix.
Yep. Alright. I got dodge roll now, so awesome.
Yes.
We'll help. Sora, behind you.
Broken Channel.
Broken Channel lines. Hey, could the Aquanort from K3 Trail be an illusion like what Aqua has done and make 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue? It makes sense. It makes sense, though, from the way Nomura has talked about it in interviews. It leads me to believe that probably is, it very much is Aqua. Plus, if you think about all the trailers following up to that trailer, it makes sense that she got Norded, especially from the very first Kingdom Hearts 3 reveal trailer.
Yeah.
Because if remember, people, the first Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer immediately starts with Sora finding the Master Keeper, Ericus' Keyblade on the beach, the one which Aqua carried for 10 years. So it probably, the one we see in the trailer probably is Aqua.
Come on, come on, come on.
Oh, it's this freaking dancer. Nobody, I hate those things.
I'm a little rusty because I haven't played in a while, so I gotta regain my bearings.
Also, people, apologies for the lack of streams the past week or two. I was at the beach before this, and then this week I've been working on my orientation for the university I'm at. So that's what I've done.
Dang it! I got this. It's not might be.
We should be able to get through this with relative to these, Joel. Alright.
Things in the Bailey. You better head over there. Got it.
You can tell Joel was concentrating.
I think last time I had to beat Demix twice. Or maybe that was you, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Demix can be a little hard sometimes, but Demix can be a little... Oh, this cutscene gets long.
Which one is it? Oh yeah. Sorry, and if any of you haven't joined us before, this is the starting point of the stream where we really start trying to kick things off.
I loved this moment watching it the first time.
Yeah, watching all of them fight. Yeah,
it's just so epic. Look at this, it's like Lord of the Rings. Hoo hoo ha hoo 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 ha hoo. Thousand. I wish there was more context though that who was doing this. Like, are these Maleficent's Heartless?
Yes, I believe so.
You know, I once said in my fanfic I wanted to kill Leon off when they assaulted the Hollow Bastion the first time. Now I'm thinking, what if he died during the Battle of 1,000 Heartless? That'd be pretty something.
If it works, I mean, why not? Also, this is the last time we see Stitch, other than cutscene wise.
Yeah, what a weird cameo.
Yeah. And here's Yuna, Riku, and Pain, other weird cameo.
At least they get some dialogue and story stuff.
Yeah, and they're fairies for whatever reason, which is hilarious considering you're trying to strong voice as Riku, but you know.
Different Riku.
Yeah, I love seeing Leon and Cloud fight back to back. That's great.
I like their friendship.
You're fighting too?
But it might be tough when more shows up.
And here comes a cameo. Pointless cameo.
Sephiroth!
I guess it's more pointless, especially if you don't fight Sephiroth later, because then really it doesn't have any payoff.
Once I get rid of you, the darkness will go away.
You've never actually beaten Sephiroth, have you, Joel?
No.
Comes from your own dark
That's part of the reason you would probably think this is pointless, because this gets tied up in that fight.
past.
Shut up!
Face it.
Most of the Tifa and Cloud and Sephiroth stuff all gets tied up in the secret boss battle with Sephiroth.
You don't know me!
Cloud!
I know.
So,
Because I am you.
like I said before, people, if you follow either Joel and I on Twitter, you'll notice
Cloud!
you'll have noticed that I've said because I am you. Oh, that is such a kind of dumbed down line, but oh well. Anyway, so streams from here on are probably going to be a bit more sporadic, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Not even on just my part, but probably Joel's part as well. Because both of us are starting university back pretty soon.
Okay, fellas, you've got to go find Riku and Kairi.
Right.
Leon and the others are friends too.
Don't worry. there's
Joel, you
already
need a
lots
beat.
of help
Joel,
here.
you need a Coke or
We'll take
something.
care of this fight.
Well, I'm just starting, so
Promised Leon.
I will probably
That's a-
just do the Battle of 1,000 Heartless during this stream.
Get going.
Maybe.
Probably, unless it goes by really quickly and like
Give me
Joel
a little
just decimates
time,
Demix, so we'll see. You know what's sad, Joel?
What?
The Battle of 1,000 Heartless on Critical is actually not too hard, unfortunately.
It's not that hard even. It's kind of really easy. Remember in the
That's why
one
I
of the
said on
remember in one
Well,
of the
that's why I
trailers
said
there were
on Critical.
yeah, you know, remember in the one of the trailers there was a behemoth in there?
That was really early KH2. That was
It's some
when
of the
that was when the KH Hollow Bastion castle was still there.
See, that was cool.
Gotcha.
See, they had the behemoths come with the cage, one Heartless that were kind of scary looking. Like, that's a force to be reckoned with.
Well, I think the problem is I think by that time they couldn't figure out a legitimate way to work that into gameplay. And honestly, I think their engine would have had a hell of a time. Even in Tuesdays, would have probably had a hell of a time trying to get all that.
Hope you can forgive us.
You know, in my fan fiction, I kind of play this as like the Disney villain's next big hurrah. Like, the idea would be that they've been kind of pushed to the sideline because of Organization 13, but now it's like, we're coming back. And we're villains are back in business. They'd be thinking,
Nice.
it's our world now. Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this cutscene.
I love this cutscene.
I do too.
It fills so many of the gaps.
Yeah. No, this one is a very weird one, especially without the context of who the hell Aqua, Terra, and them even are. Though it does show that Xemnas probably remembers a bit of his past as Terra.
Well, I think
Well, to be fair, it's hard to know who exactly Zemnis is really, what Zemnis is knowledge he's privy to and what he's not, and how much of this he's bullshitting. Now, I imagine when he's talking to Aqua, I imagine it's not bullshitting.
Well, I like it because it's like, okay, at least Nomura had some basic idea of what the future were to hold.
Yeah.
And this is where I kind of feel like Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth... This is what I say when Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Fleet feel more fluid with one another, because, like, you got this stuff with Aqua and Ventus going on, and you got this bigger story that's kind of going on in the background here.
Yeah.
Compared to Kingdom Hearts 1, which feels a little more contained. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I will say I think the him walking down the stairs I think gets old a little too quickly.
It's like the most anime thing ever.
I can't even agree with that, Joel. See, if it were anime, there would at least be some more dialogue going down the start of it. And the way it's directed isn't even really anime style at all. I mean, there's a good, like, 10, 20, maybe even 25 seconds of him just walking and nothing happening. Nothing of interest. Then the 25-second mark hits and you finally start hearing dialogue from past experiences, and then it starts getting interesting. But up until then, I'm like, can't get on with it.
Walking down those stairs, all sexy like. Look at him walk. Look at him go. Hey, look at that beautiful man. Look at that man sex. This is how he does it, man. Walking down them steps. Look at it go. He's awesome.
Let's see how long this part going for. I'm actually gonna see how many seconds this goes.
With your permission, I'd like to proceed. I forbid it. Forget this talk of
Do you think when they were writing Zemnis,
I was right. It's actually a good 30 seconds. Yeah. So what were we saying, Joel?
So Cole, I guess we should ask: do you like Xehanort more as the Anthem's rogue apprentice, or do you like Xehanort as Master Xehanort? Like, or I guess we can talk more about.
Xehanort, honestly, we've talked about. And to be fair, we've talked about that time and time again. I will say I quite like Master Xehanort a lot better, mainly because OG Xehanort really didn't have much depth. If that was gonna be the whole case, I'd rather they had just stuck with Ansem, and there was no plans with Master Xehanort after that. I would rather they just stuck with Ansem.
Really? You think so? The rogue apprentice is not. I mean,
see, the problem is, my whole issue with the Rogue Apprentice is not that it's not interesting, it's that there's nothing done with it.
I don't know, I mean...
No, I'm not talking about with Zemnis and Ansem later on. I mean beforehand.
I don't think there was even an idea of Xehanort beforehand, Cole.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. If we were going anyway, I wish they just stuck with the whole Ansem part like that instead of adding more of the whole Xehanort aspect into it. Because at that point, it's like, well, there feels like there's something more to be said here. But until then, I feel like things don't connect as well as I think they do.
What is it?
And let's be fair, Joel, Apprentice Xehanort really doesn't have a character in this game. I mean, you could argue Zemnis kind of is. But even then, but the thing is, Zemnis is a more something else than that entirely.
It's more Terra.
Well, not even that. I mean, he has another goal in mind instead of just trying to create hearts. I mean, when he's Zemnis, it's kind of a different goal in mind than probably what it was when he was Xehanort's apprentice.
I have to like this scene, by the way.
I do too. So my issue with just keeping him keeping him the rogue apprentice, I'm like, okay, but I feel like you have to do more to make it interesting. Because even in the first game, I remember thinking, yeah, he's not all that interesting. Zemnis is the most interesting thing about it, but OG Xehanort, not really.
Well, Master Xehanort is still my favorite Xehanort, so...
Well, exactly. Yeah. So I will much prefer Master Xehanort. Mainly because it gave context to Xehanort's apprentice. It gave a lot of context.
I mean, Apprentice Xehanort, or Terranort, as I call him.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that so?
I have a connection to said character, as beforehand I don't have any connection as opposed to like one scene that he appears in.
Right.
Like I said, other than Zemnis, there's not really much to me to clog onto with Xehanort's apprentice. There is nothing to really reach out to.
I wish they did more though with Zemnis' connection to Aqua and Ven.
How long ago was it?
I would think in 3 we're probably going to get something regarding that, because we know Zemnis is coming back, so I imagine we'll have to see something. And if Aqua truly is Norded, which I think she is, I imagine we'll see a lot of stuff between her and Zemnis. I think that would be really interesting to see her and Zemnis interact, because in a way, Zemnis is Terra.
Do you think Ansem's getting regulated though?
What do you mean?
As just the character, because now that we got Zemnis, Master Xehanort, what's going on with the OG Ansem?
Considering at the end of Birth by Sleep, he's shown to be very much alive.
No, I mean, not OG Ansem, I mean, Xehanort's Heartless.
The first thing Zemnis did
What do you mean?
I don't know, I just feel like, what do you do with him now? I feel like just make him and Riku enemies, and we've done that already so many times.
I feel like that's what I like about where he's at now. I like his and Riku's back and forth with each other. That's one of the few things about Dream Drop Distance that I really like.
He's the only one in that room.
Whenever Ansem and Riku are going at it, I really like what they do with that.
Couldn't hear what they were saying. Dying to find out what it was, though.
For the most part, because they are deeply connected regardless.
I know I would very much
And remember
like
at the end of Chain of Memories, Joel, Ansem does scream out, "I will return."
That's true.
We need to prepare the new facility immediately. But there are only 11 of us in the organization. We're going to need a few more hands on deck.
I mean, hell, you could say the same thing about Syax, Joel. I mean, I don't know what else there is to do with Syax. Even more so than Ansem. I don't know what else you do with Syax after this.
I love Bragg, by the way.
Yeah.
He already shared his
But wouldn't you
intentions
agree?
with
I don't know
us.
what you do with Syax in 3.
Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, I guess explore his and Axel's history, I guess.
I guess it's the only thing you can do at this point.
With what led to them getting screwed over like they did.
I guess.
Call it that. It was constructed by someone other than Zemnis himself. And that's where he'll find it.
Now, I don't get why Breaks or Zigbar says they're a pair, why the Chamber of Repose and Waking would be part of the same deal. I find that kind of bizarre.
I mean, maybe because Aqua's there, and then...
Maybe he's using it metaphorically in terms of Zen and Aqua, maybe. But using the word pair is a really odd word to use with that.
Ventus Aqua
That could be
pair?
that could be an odd script translation, to be fair.
Ah, boy. You... Lord help me.
You guys are looking lively.
Okay, I might lose a few times. I'm a little rusty.
To be fair, Joel, it won't be as bad as the Demix data battle. Jeez.
I bet you can't even
In comparison, this Demix is real easy. His data battle, on the other hand, isn't.
judge anyone by appearance.
I want to know this guy's
Especially 'cause
backstory. I want to know Demix's whole history. Now, that's an interesting history.
They were sending the wrong guy.
Really? For me, not really.
What is this Duke?
No, because he's so bizarre. Like, what, were you just some punk rocker one day who just ended up as a nobody?
I guess I don't know what else you could do with him. I mean, they basically picked all the interesting organization members. Like, hey, we're taking you and putting you in the new ones. They're like, nah, screw Demix. He was a coward and died.
Silence.
I do want to know what potential Zemnis saw in Demix.
Maybe his rockin' abilities? Gotta have somebody to boost morale.
Except he hasn't. As far, and even by days, I don't think he's been boosting morale.
Maybe he just felt pity. Maybe even like an early find.
Maybe he's the stormtrooper of the Organization 13.
He's the Gary, the stormtrooper. Am I not?
Yeah.
Are these not dying? Okay, I'm about to say.
Remember, just get the. Be lucky you only have to. So you're fine. You're fine.
I have to do this a few times.
Plus, you trained, didn't you?
Yeah, I trained quite a bit. I mean, I'm on like level 40, almost level 40.
So you should be fine.
You know, I could use limit on this dude.
Yeah, you can.
But I'm gonna wait till his health gets a little lower before I do.
Well, also don't use limit form until he's used that dance water dancing at least a second time.
No, not limit form. I'm talking about the goofy Donald limits.
Yeah. His Duck Flare on Zemix is like it's amazing against Demix.
Oh, I don't think I equipped Trinity Limit. Dang it. Oh shoot.
No,
Oh well.
no need to use there's no need to use Trinity Limit.
I know, but I love Trinity Limit. I love the final move.
While I like it, Trinity in terms of a limit is pretty useless, sadly.
I don't know. I disagree somewhat, Cole. I find it a quite good limit.
Well, I mean, in terms of like damage control, sure, but against one enemy, it's really useless compared to other, especially compared to other limits. Especially because the opening moves before the overall blast, they don't even do any damage.
Oh, got him. He's dead. Okay, that wasn't that hard.
Told you.
This is gonna be a short video, I can tell. The only reason we got 20 minutes was because of the long cutscene.
Yeah.
So we killed him just by this, and okay. It's such a strange death.
So we're not gonna talk about the fact that Sora just killed someone.
And Sora's bloodlust already.
And I can't believe that doesn't occur to him in Dream Dragons. He's like, oh shit, I kind of killed some innocent people.
I think I've read a fan fiction where it occurred to him, and he like kind of freaks out. I think he
I
like
like that idea. Like, oh shit, I just killed a couple of people.
No. It's
yeah.
more like repressive emotions. Like he kind of ignored it, and like he just started to realize it, and then he's just having like a meltdown or breakdown. It's more of a breakdown than a meltdown.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're getting to the most heartbreaking moment in the entire game.
Yeah.
You sure have lots of friends to help.
Well, no, I call this one of them. I call the most heartbreaking moment probably Axel and Roxas's last talk with each other. At least in Final Mix, and the original two, this probably would have been, yeah. But I would say in this, it's Axel and Roxas's final talk.
I'll say this, Cole, in my fanfiction, Max is going to be part of this scene. Was that nobody fighting a Heartless?
I have no idea. I'd imagine so. Yes, it's a nobody fighting a Heartless.
Goofy!
Goofy taking the hit so you don't have to. As he's done in every single game.
Wake up!
I bet you certain kids were. I'm surprised they got this through the censors.
I am too.
Like, do you think kids were freaking out?
I don't remember. I can't remember what my thoughts are during this war back then. I like how Nikki says Goofy.
Oh, I love Mickey here.
Badass moment. You take a mouse and you make him a badass.
Kingdom Hearts 2, the game that makes Mickey Mouse a badass. Imagine if Max were part of this scene.
Yeah. I love how he finally throws off the coat and you see what he looks like. It's great.
You know, I've been playing more with the idea of Riku and Max being the friends, but Sora and Max would have an interesting relationship too.
Yeah.
Wait, why is Donald part of my party? I guess
he's just saying he's the only one you have left, I guess. I love that now your live stream finally decides to become a notification.
For you?
Yeah.
I'm curious for how many people it does for others.
Yeah, it's incredibly strange. I think part of the problem is you have to click the notification button. If you don't exclusively click that, then you're basically screwed over in terms of who can view and who can't.
This is a fun moment, by the way.
Yeah, getting to fight with all the Final Fantasy characters and just trying to go on a rampage after you just kind of lost one of your comrades. It's great.
You know, what I would love about Max and Sora knowing each other is they could be like brothers.
Yeah.
I like playing.
Now Leon finally decides to use. Also now Leon finally decides to use Blasting Zone. Thanks, Leon.
I mean, I like to think of Goofy as the father figure for Sora.
Yeah. Also, I love when Sora and Cloud fight down here. It's great. I love that. Also, hey, Tifa joins in, I guess. She's actually pretty useful.
This is fun when you get to come back here because this is a good place to train. Hall actually becomes a great place to train after the battle without Heartless.
Oh, indeed. Especially if you go to the Cavern of Remembrance.
As long as you don't die.
Yeah. Now I'm not saying now to people if you haven't played 2 before and you say, oh, we should go to Cavern of Remembrance. No, don't do that. Wait until you're leveled up a bit more first before you try that. Also have your drive forms fully leveled up, otherwise you're not going to make it through it.
Right.
You can't make if you try going into the Cavern of Remembrance right now, you couldn't make it through it because you don't have all the drive form abilities fully leveled up. I also like how there's kind of an evolution to the way these characters fight, as you can tell Cloud is kind of more stagnant in the first, and now he's a lot more versatile. He moves a lot more. He's a lot more agile. It's a nice show of progression.
Exactly.
I also like that about Aladdin.
We can't wait for
like you can tell in Agrabah that he's definitely gotten a lot better at fighting since then.
Can't wait for 3.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy stunts.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, but
I would make Sora angry, not sad.
Hey, fellas!
I don't know why I like giving Sora an angry streak.
Goofy!
The thing is, though, I wouldn't do that here because I think it's all about balance.
That's true.
Because there are points in this game where he is angry. The moment you make him angry all the time is the point he kind of becomes, what's the word, hothead? Yeah. And he borderlines that in Chain of Memories, but not quite.
See, I like that in Chain of Memories about him.
I like it. I said borderlines it, but he could have easily gotten to the point where he's just a hothead.
Hmm. Well, Thor's an emotional kid, so I can see him being a hothead.
Yeah, but based on 1, I don't think it's all about keeping a character growth, sure, but keeping the same traits around to make them still recognizable. The moment you start trying to really change those traits up, that's the moment you're like, well, he's not the same character anymore. That's part of the reason I stopped watching Arrow the moment I did. I'm like, okay, well, these aren't the characters I remember anymore. They just make decisions because script says decisions.
So I was level 39.
It's all about having a healthy balance. Huh?
So I was level 39 when we started, so...
Yeah.
Still level 3.
Yep.
Ooh, AP boost.
Yep. Also, I think there's a torn page in this part.
Yeah, right. Oh, no. And I got an AP boost, I'm gonna use that on myself. Oh, wait, yeah.
It's gonna be like our least viewed live stream ever.
We're only gonna go for like 30 minutes, so... I just wanted to get this done before school. See, this castle thing just really bugs me. Cause that looks more like the castle we fought in the first game.
I think it's retroactively confirmed to be the castle from the first game. Doesn't make complete sense, but that's what it's retroactively made to be.
And this makes no sense because it's like, okay, are these Maleficent's Heartless now? Are these always been the organization's Heartless? What's going on?
It's like, remember Joel Sayek says, the Heartless align with the strongest.
Yeah, but I felt Maleficent lost her control when she lost to the Nobodies.
Well, to be fair, Joel, keep this in mind. Right now, the organization have her be purely in numbers. There are plenty of really strong people in numbers on their side. Right now, with Maleficent, it's only her and Pete, so it's not entirely unfeasible that she could very easily lose control of the Heartless.
Here comes the cutscene.
I'm glad we had
Yep.
the opportunity.
So there's a power play, and I can see it working like that, and it's exactly like Sayek says.
And I'm finding it difficult to stave off the urge to test it. Still,
I can't believe when I heard this for the first time, I didn't immediately call that Diz was Ansem.
Really?
Yep. That's what worries me
Yeah.
too.
Well.
the door.
Like when I heard him Ansem the Wise actually speak here, I should have figured out he was Diz.
I fear my research may have brought this upon us.
Something wrong?
No. I'm just listening. It's a good cutscene.
I do like how Ansem and Xehanort interact.
I like how Ansem takes responsibility for his actions.
Oh yeah.
Because he kind of started all this in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
Although, it's kind of, what do you think, Cole? They act like Ansem right here is the cause of all this problem, but then they go Birth by Sleep. It's like, nope, it was Master Xehanort the whole time.
Well, I wouldn't say it was Ansem. It was completely Ansem's fault. But you got to remember, Joel, when we get to the end of the game, especially if you read the Ansem reports, but you also get to the end of the game, Ansem says a lot of my actions did not help this.
I wish there was more I wish Master Xehanort and Ansem knew each other. I feel like that could have... They should have tied those two characters closer.
I do too, and to be fair, they may know each other at some point. They may retroactively make that to be. But I love, because you remember at the end of the game, Joel, and even at the beginning, Ansem says right at the beginning, I did all this for revenge.
Right, but I'm talking before the revenge. I'm talking about the Heartless and his experiments.
Well, to be fair, he tempered with things he had no thought of how to even go about controlling.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go. Thousand Heartless battle.
So in a lot of ways, he kind of set in stone what would probably be the demise of a lot of worlds. So, and that way, yeah, he is in a way, he's an accomplice to all of this.
I feel like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, his involvement is more by accident than like Master Xehanort's manipulations or something.
Well, that's the whole thing. But even if it was an accident, he's still involved all this.
Oh, I know that.
He still set a lot of this in stone. I mean, that's the whole thing. That's the difference between murder and manslaughter. I mean, Ansem did set a lot of this in motion. He just happened to have the wrong people who were gung-ho about continuing it. And he should have known better that they would have continued it. So, in a lot of ways, that is on him. And when we get to the end of 2, and he kills himself trying to stop Kingdom Hearts, and he has the whole heart with Xemnas, and the whole thing where Xemnas addresses him, and all Ansem says is, "Have your life. I deserve seeing you for the fool you are." And Xemnas says, "Students do take after their teachers. Only a fool would be your apprentice."
We become what they grow beyond. To quote Master Yoda. Although in this case, not for the best reasons.
Yeah, not for the best reasons. In a lot of ways, and Ansem even admits he knows he did wrong. He even openly admits to Sora and Roxy, says like, "I doubt you can hear me, but I am so sorry." He basically
Skywalker,
admits,
but without redemption.
He basically admits that he used Roxas. In a lot of ways, he even used Sora.
Kinda. His usage was very limited.
Yeah, his usage, but he, in a lot of ways, him getting Roxas under his own wing. Wait a minute.
What?
Oh hell, you're almost done, Joel.
This is pretty quick.
Yeah. So in a lot of ways, that's part of the reasons I like about Ansem is that I don't like the word morally gray here. He's sympathetic. He is a very sympathetic character. He's done a lot of bad stuff and admits to doing a lot of bad stuff, but he ends up paying the price for it in the end.
Exactly, and he tries to redeem himself, or at least...
He does try to redeem himself, and we may even see him again in 3.
Well, he's not technically dead.
Well, he's not dead. He's just in the realm of darkness somewhere. We don't know. We don't even know where the hell he is right now. I assume he's probably still in the wandering realm of darkness.
I wish they knew the difference between death and being in the realm of darkness. Because you can come out of the realm of darkness.
Yeah, I wonder that too.
And once you start doing stuff like that,
Well, to be fair, Joel, Ansem did say that it was going to self-destruct and anything could happen, so him ending up in the realm of darkness could be because of that.
Uh-oh. This one's a little... There we go. Thought you had a glitch for a second, but we're good.
This is funny.
We're good. We're all good.
So I imagine we'll see him play some role.
Like, I don't know, like, have Master Xehanort and Ansem be, like, friends, like an Ericus, but, like, maybe Master Xehanort like an advisor, like, go all Jafar Rasputin on him.
To be fair, we don't even know how Ansem became the ruler of Radiant Guard, and that's still very much in the air.
Royal Bloodline?
I guess, but even then, we don't even know if he's technically. I don't even remember what exactly they refer to him as in terms of a role, in terms of how he leads. We never really know exactly why he rules over it the way he does.
Maybe he just decided to drop the title of king and just to become a scientist.
I guess.
I know nothing.
Also, like this, how long has it been since I abandoned that name?
As for Riku, perhaps you should ask your king.
I love that because Zemnis just points fingers at I think he's like, you want to know about Riku? Talk to your king.
He's gone.
I would also imagine the reason he even knows this is probably in the in the story of Riku's time between Chain of Memories and 2. I imagine that's where it comes in.
Don't you mean Chain of Memories in Days?
Well, that Days is in between Chain of Memories and 2, Joel.
What's going on?
Well, then else because of Days.
Well, I don't know if we see everything that is to be seen even in Days on Riku's side, Joel. We see very little of Riku in that game.
It's a setup by Organization 13. Zemnis is using you to destroy.
I find it interesting that now Axel just openly admits that, yeah, I kidnapped Kyrie. But the way he says I'm sorry about it, I also kind of like that he says it the way he does.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
And then, of course, when Axel does die, he says, when Sora says, why did you do this? And Axel says, I wanted to see Roxas. He was the only one I liked. He made me feel like I had a heart.
Yeah.
Every Heartless lane with that keyboard.
It's funny, I had like brought my computer to look up the thing, and it's like I haven't even touched it, so that was kind of pointless of me.
What thing?
Oh, I brought my computer to look at the video, just to keep an eye on the stream.
Okay.
Bingo. The name's Axel. Got it memorized.
Why doesn't Axel tell Sora this?
Tell Sora what?
Why they're after Kingdom Hearts in the first place?
That's a good question.
Now that I think about it, we've shown he's not fully aligned with the organization. Why does he not tell them? Especially when other organization members openly tell him. So why would telling him now affect anything?
No.
Just let me into the realm of darkness, okay?
That's a really weird thing not to tell Sora. Because at this point, there is no point in keeping it a secret.
Take me to her.
They really can't stop. They really can't stop that from happening.
Yeah, more than anything.
Show me how important.
Sora at his lowest.
I do love the fact that I love how Cyx plays with him.
Please.
You know, I would have changed some of this around in my story where this happens first and then the Battle of a Thousand Heartless kind of happens second.
The answer's no.
I can see where you're going with that. I don't even think doing that in that specific order is necessarily the best way to do it. I think you would have to interwork the two together.
I got an idea.
I feel like that's when it has its most impact, is if you have a more way of combining the two together instead of putting one right after or before each another.
I have a better idea. It's a little in development right now. It involves Scrooge, ironically.
Yeah, I'm surprised these games don't use Scrooge more than they do.
I hope the new one does, but I think they got David Tennant now.
Which is weird, because I'm like,
I mean,
they've already talked about the fact that he and Mickey were trying to work on an intergalactic spaceway with each other.
Scrooge is kind of important.
Yeah, kind of, but he kind of gets demoted, and that kind of just becomes forgotten.
Oh, here comes the best scene. I love this. I loved this part when I was watching it. Like, oh yeah, Maleficent's here to take charge.
And unfortunately, she gets taken out rather easily.
OG Disney villain.
The
heart
Well,
of
not really,
all
but-
that lives. A
Who was the
dominion
OG Disney
to be
villain?
called Kingdom
Pete.
Hearts must be my
Huh? Yeah,
domain.
Pete. Yeah.
Maleficent, no! No more Heartless!
I do not take orders from you.
See, why is no one telling Sora what it is they're after? What good does it do to hide it from him? If anything, if you want to cripple him, if that's what you want to do, then tell him.
Oh no!
You'd probably be working him into your favor by telling him why you're doing this.
And here comes the best thing they did, make Maleficent an anti-hero.
I keep these
Yeah.
creatures at bay.
This is the
You
oddly
devise a way
str-
you-
I've been made. My fire alarm might need a battery change.
Oh, I hate when that happens. Ow.
Now then, where did we leave off?
I'm sure there is very unfortunate images of nobodies on top of Maleficent out on the internet.
Oh, I don't want to know that.
I really don't want to think about that.
Bad enough, there's
Come to
weird...
think of it, I still have a Roxas action figure sitting on my computer desk that I haven't opened.
Awesome.
See exactly. He says the Heartless ally with whoever is the strongest.
You know, Sora's actually been helping them for years because all those hearts we had to fight in the
Yeah,
first game.
exactly. You know what's interesting, Joel?
What?
And I never thought about this. Maybe part of the...
What?
That's another thing to keep in mind. Maybe... This is another thing to keep in mind, Joel.
Yeah.
Another reason why they may be able to use the Heartless even more so than the Maleficent. Think about who's leading them.
That is true.
This is...
Uh-oh.
Okay, so yeah, we're probably gonna have to cut this. I think it's not just. I think your internet ain't messing with you, Joel.
Is it better now? Is it...
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Just keep going. But Xehanort's basically the original person that kind of was using the Heartless, not the emblems because they didn't exist yet, but the purebloods. He knew how to conjure them.
That's true. Xehanort knew how to
So
conjure.
if anything, he would know. If anything, and Xemnas is basically him.
Yeah.
So he would know how to kind of control the Heartless, probably even more so in some cases than Maleficent.
I hope they don't retcon them after they...
Actually, you know, that's another interesting question. When did Maleficent become aware of the Heartless?
Relax.
Well, clearly Xehanort told her some stuff.
That's true. So
So, clearly sometime after that. And after she took
But
over
that's
Hollow
a-
Back.
yeah.
My guess is sometime after... Maybe Xehanort told her a lot, of what it seemed like.
Yeah, we don't even know what the hell Xehanort actually told her. That's still never been confirmed.
Clearly enough to get her going.
I would also imagine that's probably why
The more Heartless that he defeats,
I would imagine that's probably why
becoming our perfect puppet.
This is also another good scene, by the
and
way.
why Maleficent knows anything about the black
This
box.
new knowledge will make him that much harder to control.
Well, maybe she learned about the black box herself, but she had
Maybe,
10
but I would-
years
but
to
I would ima-
research.
What does it matter?
Well, that too, but I would imagine if she's looking for it now, I would imagine Xehanort probably tipped her off with that.
Sora has never been able to help himself from
Why would
saving
Xehanort tip her
people
off?
from
Like,
Heartless.
I thought they were done
Or
with
at
each
least
other.
give her. Well, to be fair, Joel, the black box may not have even been really a figure point because right now we don't even know what the black box even does. Maleficent may not even really know exactly what it does.
She knows about the Book of Prophecies.
Nothing is set in stone.
Yes, but we also know she's after the black box.
Right.
It will share them existence.
So she may know it holds some sway over the matters of that. So maybe right now that's her ploy to get a hold of it.
I'm curious how much Maleficent and Xehanort are aligned right now.
Are you sure that defeating him won't
Right now, well, that's another. That's another good question. I wonder how much Maleficent actually knows about Xemnas.
Well, she doesn't like Xemnas.
She even calls Xemnas by name. So that's another interesting thing.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Well, maybe because
Meaning she has known about him.
Well, she doesn't like him because she wants Sora to destroy him.
Guess sometimes help
Well,
comes
yeah,
from
but she
unexpected
knows
places.
about him, so I wonder if she knows exactly what happened to Xehanort.
I just thought it was just like she was overhearing Riku, Sora, and Kairi talk, and like, that's my enemy. I gotta destroy him.
Maybe everything we've done
Yeah, but why call him by name? That doesn't seem like Maleficent.
What am I supposed to do?
I mean, hell, for a while, Maleficent doesn't even call Sora by name in the first game, so why the hell would she call Xemnas by that?
To do anything.
She calls Sora by her name a few times.
I mean, in 1.
Oh. In 2, she starts calling him by his name.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, but I don't know how long she's known about Xemnas, so if she is only just known about him, then it's weird that she would use her name. I imagine she's probably known about the organization and probably him to some extent. And if she does know about Xehanort, which it's confirmed she does in Dream Drop Distance, how much of the whole Xemnas organization plot does she know about? How much of that information is she privy to?
Well, it's weird because in that scene, and we'll talk about it again when we get there, but it's like the first, like, it's sort of weird because she just starts talking about it out of nowhere. It's like, all these years and now you're bringing this up again? Like, now you're bringing up the fact you know about Xehanort?
The only reason I can imagine she brings it up, Joel, I would imagine Maleficent knows a bit more than she's letting on.
I would agree with that. I can definitely see that.
I would imagine she only tells them that now because at this point she doesn't feel like there's any point in keeping that a secret. Though maybe I would imagine she has another thing in her repertoire that she just hasn't been using yet.
I mean, Yen Sid says that Maleficent probably senses the growing tide of darkness and is using that to her advantage, which is caused by Xehanort.
But also, I would imagine Xehanort probably, from their talk, however they may have talked, I would imagine that Maleficent knows more than what she lets on, and whatever she knows probably could hold a lot more sway over the worlds than even, I think, even Sora and them realize.
Well, remember, Cole, Maleficent had 10 years to look for the princesses, and she had an entire fortress, and she had a group of villains, so I'm sure she collected and researched and gained a large power base.
It may be that some of the knowledge she acquired as well may not have been useful to her at the time. Maybe she had some information but didn't have the means of connecting the dots.
Well, I guess it all depends on how much of a alliance puppet, like how much is Maleficent how much did Xehanort not see, like, oh, Maleficent, you got more ambition than I realized. Maybe you're not as easy to control as I thought.
I would imagine Xehanort probably knew that by looking at her.
Like,
not yet.
If we know if we can say one thing about Xehanort, is he knows people.
Yeah, he's Palpatining at this. Like, maybe
he knows how to get under people's skin.
Like, I can see the situation where, like, it's like, you're probably gonna betray me and go lose, but I can still use this, so...
Yeah.
So it's like, you know...
Who would have left them for us anyway?
Yeah.
You think?
Just this feeling I got.
I will say, Joel, you and I talked about the whole thing about this whole thing being brought up. My critique of this now would be, why would Sora bring this up at all? Why would he considering stop using the Keyblade?
I mean, I can understand because it would help the organization. Like...
Well, yeah, but even so, there's no way to stop that, at least that we know of. And if that was the case, then why would they not... Here's another thing. Why don't they try finding Yen Sid again?
We can just go back to we can even go back to Twilight Town right now. And also, by the way, if you notice in the background, you can see a world beginning to form here. So that's cool.
Well, the thing is, you can't go to Mysterious... Every time you go to Mysterious Tower, he's not there.
Really? I've never been back to Mysterious Tower. I want to try that.
No, I have, and I've been there, and he is nowhere.
I'm going to try that.
You will not be able...
So, we're going to try this on...
Do you rather say...
Oh, right. Better safe.
But he never appear. At least I don't think he does. I don't think we actually see him reappear until Coded.
Yeah. Well, did he appear in some cutscenes? No, wait for a date. Well, let's see. Timeline-wise, yes, Coded. Game-wise, days.
Yeah.
Let's
but in terms of where he shows up next, it's Coded. He shows up officially in Coded. That's where we lead into Dream Drop Distance. That's where he says we're going to do the Mark of Mastery.
I'm just gonna keep this on going because I feel like we had more conversation. I like the idea of Sora like getting doubts. Where? I don't see the train anywhere. How do you go back?
You may not be able to go back right yet.
But when?
I think by the time the World that Never Was pops up.
Interesting.
So it's very weird that they don't talk about. They never bring that up.
They never bring up Yen Sid ever again.
which is also incredibly strange, especially when when Nomura retroactively makes it that Yen Sid was once a Keyblade master.
I feel like Yen Sid probably was just a cameo idea. He wanted, like, hey, who's a cool exposition? Who'd be some cool for exposition? And then it's like, cool, grinding.
Yeah, but then you really screw yourself over, like, oh yeah, he's actually pretty important.
I know, like, Yen
The sad
Sid
part is I feel like a lot of this game's problems could be fixed if they just went and talked to Yen Sid. Yen Sid would have a lot more information that they would need.
I feel like Yen Sid should have been a part of this entire story.
Yeah, me too.
Well, let's see. Well, folks, what do you think, Cole? We did the Battle of South.
Let's go ahead and cut it for today. The other thing I've noticed is you and I might want to check on something, Joel. And you and I from now on, every time we stop one of these live streams, are probably gonna have to do the thing where we say click like and subscribe. We're also gonna have to say click the little bell button.
That's right, folks. If you want notifications for these live streams, click the bell button to get notifications from my channel. Also, click like and subscribe.
Also, before we leave off, I just want to give my condolences to the family of the actor who played Robbie Rotten.
I heard about
Stefan
that.
was his name. I don't know how to correctly pronounce his last name, so forgive me. But I just want to give my condolences to his family, and he was a really talented individual. Brought me many laughs over the years.
Robbie Rotten. They were the classic. Too bad he wasn't a Disney character.
I feel like he would have been such a great Disney character too.
Robbie Rotten in Kingdom Hearts. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want that?
He fit in so well.
He tried to make the Heartless become lazy.
That actually sounds amazing.
But he would be good at controlling them.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the entire thing about Robbie Rotten is everything he becomes lazy at. Everything he makes become lazy, he's never good at making them stay that way.
But you gotta love the guy.
That's kind of the thing with Robbie Rotten is that he is basically a comedy of errors.
You know what's funny though? For he's all about laziness, yet he's probably the most active person in his villainy. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's sad.
He's not lazy he's not lazy and trying to keep the status quo, but he wants to be lazy. Maybe he's like, I can't be lazy until these people are trying to make my people not lazy. So I can't be lazy until they stop trying to make us not lazy. So I will not be lazy to stop them from making us not lazy. That totally made sense.
Exactly. But yeah, that's sad. Very sad. I heard about.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, I feel that he was a lot younger than I thought he was too. He was only in his really early 30s. I mean 40s. Really early 40s, or like 43.
Wow. Yeah. But yeah. Well, everybody, on that sad note, guess we're gonna call it quits for today, and like we said,
I don't know when you'll see us next. Joel and I will probably try to do a live stream sometime this weekend, or maybe sometime within the week, if that's possible. I don't know what's going to be possible. Joel and I will update you once school starts for both of us, and we'll have a better idea of what our schedule's like.
Yeah.
Because even though that's the whole thing with college, we may know our schedules and may know about it beforehand. The problem is you never know what the workload's going to be like. You're never going to know what the work's going to be, what it's going to demand from you. You're never going to know exactly what all you'll be doing.
I'm not too worried about myself, but I don't know about you, Cole. So.
I'm not either. It's just I got to figure out where do I fit these things in. That's part of the reason I've been wanting to restart Final Fantasy IX again for the first time in a while. But I'm like, the moment I'm due that, I'm going to pick it up once and then not play it because I'm going to think, school's in the way. I won't have time to play it.
Well, I'm the one playing Kingdom Hearts 2 for a while, Cole, so we still got some ways
yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, I think I'm going
to... Well, yeah, but see, live streams are different because those are spread out.
Oh, by the way, we can finish up the Goldwings story. You want to do that first before we go out?
Can you? Yeah, yeah, go ahead. We'll end off here.
What? Leon doesn't have any treasure!
And we fought for you guys.
You know, I don't think Titus would like you stealing things.
How we're gonna work this out.
So what should we do?
curious if she actually turns that size in the actual game, Final Fantasy game. Do they become?
10-2. No.
Then why are they so tiny here?
I don't. That's what. Why do you think I say this is such a weird cameo? Because they aren't fairies in that game. They are real-sized people.
Your treasure.
I mean, you go from 10 where Yuna's wearing a dress, and then in 10-2, she isn't wearing a dress. She's wearing what you see here.
Let's take a look.
Now, to be fair, Riku wearing something like this wouldn't surprise me. I like the character, don't get me wrong. It just wouldn't surprise me. And of course, Pain is a new character in 10-2. That's another thing we need to do eventually, Joel. You and I need to finish playing through 10.
Yeah.
So not cool.
We've also, Joel and I have also said that we would eventually, maybe after the whole journey to Kingdom Hearts 3 is over, we'll do a playthrough of 12. I say 12.
Do we consider playing Kingdom Hearts 3, the journey to Kingdom Hearts 3?
I don't know. Well, this is the journey. This is the journey 2.
By the way, this was like the easiest. Boy, these two like have like bipolar or something. Like they went from like ready to take our stuff to like, okay, we'll support you.
Yeah, it's very strange because even in 10-2 they are not like. Well, even you know a bit about Yuna, Joel. You know she's not like this. You didn't even know that about Riku.
It's not good.
Well, to be fair, also, what does the gold wing do again?
Just increases my magic, but like it's like, nah, it's not good.
I think it has a special ability that gives you like no, I'll tell you what the gold wing does. I think it helps increase. It's an experience boost.
Nah, I'll put it with one of my. Let's see if I can switch it out with one of the other ones. Nope.
Just check it real quick. I'm curious.
Nope. Ooh. Microchrome is still.
Wait. Yeah, it's an experience boost.
Yeah, I lose 2 strength, so it's like, don't.
Yeah, I would only use it if you were like trying to train. There's no point. There's no other point to really use it.
Yeah. Okay. Now that we've ended a bit happier, now we're gonna.
Hey, Joel. How about this? Why don't you jump into the Cavern of Remembrance and show people why that's so damn hard?
All right. Let's try it. We're gonna go to the Cavern of Remembrance for a second.
Save.
I saved already, dude. Don't worry. Alright, I'll save first. I'll save again. Not like I was gonna die.
Sure you were gonna die, Joel. Sure. I'll be honest with you, Joel. I started 2 on easy once I got into the Cavern of Remembrance and I died immediately.
I don't know if we can go into the Cavern of Remembrance if we don't have the high jump.
You can.
Here's the Cavern of Remembrance, folks. I don't know what any of this does.
It just gives you drive form stuff.
Oh. Yay.
Just jump up. Just jump. I gotta do, there you go.
AP boost. Can use that. Ooh, lots of AP boost. Yay. Yay. Let's see if we can use.
Yeah, I'd be using that crap up, Joel.
Ooh, aerial dodge or quick run, or maybe something up here.
Aerial dodge. Aerial dodge.
Aerial dodge. It is.
Aerial dodge is the much better bet. There's a little cutscene showing the cavern. I think someone asked me in the live stream of one of the other streams. They said if I consider the Cavern of Remembrance canon, and I said there really is no reason to really count it as canon.
I could probably do one of the data battles now if I wanted.
No, you couldn't.
Okay, not even.
The problem, Joel, the problem is that you wouldn't. It's not being able to fight the data battles. The problem is getting to them. I'm not kidding. You need every single drive form.
Not data battles. The battles in the little, like in the Coliseum, like oh, not you.
You talking all those things?
Not those. Wait. Uh-oh.
Where you fight full organization data battles?
What are they called again? You get them after you bait Demix the first time.
Oh, you mean the absent silhouettes?
Yeah.
You could probably fight Zexion, and if you have reflect, you could probably fight Lexius. Yeah, how about that? Why don't you go try fighting Zexion, Joel?
At the Coliseum? Oh wait, we can't get to the Coliseum because we gotta go through Rosewood. And there's death.
Well, you can... See, told you. Yeah, just go to the Coliseum and just go to where
Wait,
you're
we
going.
can't go to the Coliseum. We have to go to the Beast Castle first, remember?
Oh, hell, that's right.
We'll do it after. We'll do it after some revisits. We'll level up a lot first.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was the
when Joel said, can we do the data boss? I'm like, no, Joel, believe me. The problem is not fighting them. You have to actually get to them first, and you need all your drive forms leveled up to even get to them.
Wow. Okay, here's
you can't actually get to the data battles until every single one of them is leveled up.
Gotcha. Well, that was the Cavern of Remembrance. We failed.
Well, I think I just want to show for people like, hey, I'm gonna go to Cavern of Remembrance. It's gonna be amazing. That's what will happen.
You die.
Yeah, that's what will happen if you are unprepared.
To be prepared.
Now remember, if you want to platinum this game, you are gonna have to do the Cavern of Remembrance.
Ooh, I feel so sorry.
You have to platinum it. You have to do the Cavern of Remembrance. You have to beat every organization data battle at least once.
You can fight Xemnas too.
Yes, you have to fight both Tower Xemnas, and you also have to fight Riku and Sora Xemnas.
Gotcha.
Like final battle Xemnas, you have to fight both of those, and both are. And remember, people, the data battles are basically them, but on level 100. Basically, they are much harder.
So get to level 100, or if you can.
Huh?
So try to get to level 100.
Or level 99, basically, because that's all you can get to here. Well, they're basically level 99, so yes, when you fight them, they will annihilate your ass.
I feel so sorry for anyone who had to get to level. Who's tried this. Like, I bet that's like mentally destroying.
To do what?
To beat them all, to platinum this game.
Well, I did it, Joel. So.
Was it mentally destroying?
I'm trying to think of what the most mentally distraught things about Platinum and Kingdom Hearts 2 were. The most annoying parts in terms of data battles. Not all the data battles are that difficult. The most annoying ones, in my opinion, are Luxor, Zeldin, and Demix. Those are the three most annoying.
Gotcha.
But even then, I wouldn't consider them the hardest thing to do in terms of platinuming the game. Probably the most annoying thing I had to do when platinuming this game would be having to complete the Hades Cup journal entries.
Ooh.
And you have to get like a certain amount of score within a certain amount of time for most of it, and that can be hair-pulling hard as hell. I'll even say I'm trying to, beating Lingering Will wasn't even that difficult.
Yeah, I remember you going nuts with Lingering Will.
Well, to be fair, Lingering Will's hard. One of the hardest secret bosses, no doubt about it. But in terms of all the things you need to do to platinum, he's actually relatively easy compared to the others. To some of the other stuff that you have to do in order to platinum, like some of the journal entry stuff, some of that shit is annoying as hell.
I'm curious, like, what one of the most impossible secret bosses in Kingdom Hearts is.
The most impossible secret bosses?
Yeah.
Let me go through them. Mysterious Figure from Birth by Sleep is probably one of the most renowned for being impossible. Or young Xehanort in Birth by Sleep, because that's who he is. But, I hear No Heart, which is basically Xehanort's Keyblade armor, is also pretty annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I've never fought him myself. Sephiroth in 1 really isn't that hard. Xemnas in 1 really isn't that hard either. Most impossible. I'm trying to think. I don't think Julius is that difficult in Dream Drop Distance. I'd probably say one of the most insane secret bosses Julius probably is Mysterious Figure.
Wow. I wonder if they were set. Is Mysterious Figure canon?
Yes, Mysterious Figure is canon.
Oh wow.
Bear in mind, Joel, Mysterious Figure is just young Xehanort.
When do we get indication of that?
What do you mean, when do we get indication of that?
When did they say that Mysterious Figure was young Xehanort?
Joel, it's pretty obvious, because when you see Mysterious Figure fight in Dream Drop Distance and you fight young Xehanort in Dream Drop Distance, they literally use the same attacks.
Oh.
Like yeah, young Xehanort uses the Keyblade, but when he's in that little time stun, he uses all the attacks he uses while you fight him as Mysterious Figure.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's young Xehanort.
Gotcha. Sorry, we're just talking while I'm just training at this point. I guess we're trying to get the time.
We're about in an hour, so why don't we call it here, Joel?
Alright, let me get to a save point first.
So an hour's pretty good.
I'm gonna get rid of this guy. Okay, good. Love me, you dodge. I love that now I can do my limit form.
Well, remember, Joel. Remember, you have to play through. You got to play through critical on this at one point. The audience has deemed it so you must do it. Remember, if you do it, I will. If you get through the game on critical, I will do a level 1 run through a critical.
Ooh, that's too good to be true. All right, well.
Oh, please tell me another person isn't about to join, or we're about to end.
Yeah, we're about to end, people. So
that always sucks. Right when we've been going a while, and then the people join them like, hey, and we're like, oh, hey, bye.
Yeah. But
that's the annoying thing is that the bell system on YouTube is really, really stupid.
Oh, I hate the bell system on YouTube.
Especially when you subscribe, you're like, oh, they'll get it. No, the bell system is what notifies them. Okay, they left, so we're good.
All right, let's end this. Okay, so until next time, everyone. Later.